Oh my gosh. First of all, it's late. I'm doing this on my computer, so everything is like slow motiony. But let me just tell you guys this. I've been up here for almost 2 hours putting in these applications, right? And like this is the thing. Like when you're going through school, everything is all great and everything. When you finish school, everything is all great. But once you're like once you're like done with everything, like you're done, done, and oh, that's not gonna look good at all. I look super oily, oily, whatever. Forget it. Um. Anyway, when I tell you I've been on so many job sites, putting in so many applications, like the struggle is real. And I've had interviews, and I'm sharing this because like all the people that I've seen that went through like the MA programs, everything like that, like they get hired into their extern site. That is so fantastic. I was offered a position my third week of extern, and I had to decline because I was relocating. Um, so being new in a place that you've never been before, around people that you've never been around before, and you're trying to find a job, that's like so hard. And I've gone on interviews after interview after interview, like phone interviews, in person interviews, blase, blase. The struggle is real, okay? And I think like finding what type of job, because as an MA, like you can do a whole lot as an MA. You can do more admin side, more clinical side. You can be a receptionist. You can be a phlebotomist. You can just do vitals. You can just do charting. There's a whole. You can be a travel MA. There's so many things that you can do as a medical assistant. Um, but for me, I'm trying to find something that's night shift. That is the challenge, is to find something that's night shift. And I have found a few that are night shifts. But along with that comes the experience. How long have you been doing this? Such and such, yada yada. Um, all that all that kind of stuff. So that is like the main the main thing. I just actually spent a good 35 minutes putting in one application because the website that I was on, um, I had one username and email, and I couldn't remember the password. And I have more than one professional email. So I had to do a whole new profile with a whole new email and yada yada. So that took a while. But let me tell you this, like when you're job hunting, do not stop. Like just don't stop. Um like a couple weeks ago is when I really got into it because I got my certificate of completion from school, and I'm thinking, yes, like that's like the final piece that I needed. That was my last thing that I needed from school, and now I got it so I can go and try to get a job, you know. So like I said, like a couple weeks ago, I really got into it, and I've been up for hours and hours trying to find different places, um, seeing how long or how far away different places are, because where I am, it is kind of far away. Like the cities and the closest cities actually are over 20 minutes away, which is not so bad. Everywhere that I have to go, I have to get on the highway. So you also have to factor in like highway traffic and all that stuff. So, you know, it's not that bad. My extern site was 30 minutes away. The place I just applied to is 15 minutes away, which isn't bad at all. Um, and I really am set on working on nights because I've worked nights before, and it was a struggle. But I think that's because I was working third shift when I was working at Walmart. I was working at Walmart, and I wasn't happy. It was a job just to get a paycheck, to be honest. Like, I'm doing this and I'm earning money. Like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So, but this is like different. Like, I invested a lot over this past year, which is almost over. We're already in November, and it blows my mind that I started school on January 25th, and now it's November 5th. Yeah, November 5th. Like, a lot has happened within this year, and it's almost over. And I want to start my life with the education that I've gained over this past year. I don't really want to find another job that is just a fill-in job. Now, I understand this. Like, a job is a job, make your money. I understand that. But I don't want to waste my skills. I don't want to lose my skills. Like, if you don't use it, you lose it. Like, that is true. You know what I mean? Like, that's true. So, and plus with third shift, I work all night. I come home, get my kids to school. I have all day to sleep until I have to get them from school. You know, if anyone is sick or they need to stay home from school, I don't have to call off work. If anyone needs to go to the doctor or whatever, if something happens during the day, I am here. I liked that too when I was working third shifts, when I was working at Walmart. Um, that I think I only worked there for like 2.5 months, to be honest, 2.5 months. I remember I started, it was in the fall and I ended in the winter. I quit like a week before Christmas. Yeah, I quit a week before Christmas because I just, no, I couldn't do it. It's not that I couldn't do it. It's just I had this manager who would always make like these like disgusting comments. It was just like disgusting. He thought that me and another coworker were a couple, like a lesbian couple, and first of all, like, that's just gross. Like, the way he was saying it was gross. Like, I had no problem with her. She was cool. She was awesome. Like, we texted and everything like that. So like, she was cool. But just the fact that he was making those comments, and she was like on the verge of quitting anyway, but she's still working there actually. But I did not want to work there forever. You know, if you work at Walmart, okay, awesome. Good for you. But I was like, this is nowhere close to where I want to be. So I'm gonna quit. And I did. And I went back to school, or went to school, and here I am. So trying to find a third shift position at least until August of next year, because then my youngest, who is 4, who will be 5, will be in kindergarten. Now, this is what I do not like about the school systems here. Back in Michigan, all 3 of my kids were in school all day. My youngest, who was in preschool, went to the same school, same elementary school as my other 2 kids all day. You know how precious that is? All day. Here, I have to wait until November 30th to get her screened to be placed in preschool. But after the screening, she has to be put on a waiting list. And Lord knows how long that's going to take. And then if she gets placed before the end of the school year, then she will be in school, but that's only for half a day. So like from 8 to noon, or from noon to 3 or whatever. So even then it's a half a day. And then school gets out. And that's also another thing. Like I'm thinking for like summer, I don't know if y'all have noticed, but daycare for the summer is really expensive. I'm not gonna lie, it is really expensive. So, if my husband, like, he works during the day, I'm at work at night, weekends we have together, like, we can make it work. It is what it is, at least until all my kids are in school all day at the same time, you know. My mom did that for the longest. I'm the youngest by many, many years. My older sister is, my oldest sister is 13 years older than me, and my brother is 10 years older than me. And like coming up, when I was like a kid and they were teenagers, damn near adults, they were doing their own thing. Like, and my mom always worked third shift, because if something happened during the day or if I was sick or whatever, she was home during the day and she didn't have to call off from work, until I got old enough to where I can stay home by myself, and I can get myself up for school. I can get myself ready, and she would come and pick me up and take me to school, or I would walk to school. Now, that was like a different time. Like, I remember being younger than 8. Yeah, being younger than 8, staying home by myself all night because my mom had to work, and my dad was a long haul truck driver, so he was gone for a couple weeks at a time. My older siblings, they were out doing their own thing, so I was by myself, but it didn't bother me. My mom taught me well. She taught me to, don't open the door, don't answer the door. Set your alarm. I'm going to call you at these times. Get up at this time. I'm going to call you to make sure you're up, lay out your clothes, yada, yada. So, my mom always kept it together. And that's like how I feel like I should be doing stuff, because she was actually a medical assistant herself. She was a medical assistant for the longest time, and then she was doing home health care, and she worked at assisted living facilities, and she actually still does to this day. So, and she works days, obviously, she doesn't work nights anymore, because she doesn't have to, but that's what I think I want to do. And especially if I go back to school, which is something I plan on doing. Tell me why I'm so bummed. Like, the program that I went through, I look really short. I'm sitting in a kid's chair, like a chair like that yellow one right there, except I'm sitting in it and I have like a pillow under my butt, and I'm still really short. So, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. So yeah, that's what my mom did. She still works, does assisted living. But yeah, going back to school, I'm so upset because my school program that I went through, they have this online program to get your associates. And before I moved, I was setting that up to where I would start going back to school online. That actually would have started, it does start in 2 weeks, around 2 weeks from today-ish, like a week before Thanksgiving or the week of Thanksgiving. And I called and I'm like, hey, like, I still want to set this up. Like, we went over like the programs that I'm going to do. It's still medically related, and I'm getting my associates, and it's all online. And they tell me that I can't do the online program because I am not within 50 miles of one of their schools. I was heartbroken. I was bummed. I was mad because they knew that I was moving. Like, it was no secret at school that I was moving. Moving out of state. I'm moving to Illinois. I'm moving. I gotta hurry up because I'm moving. Like, it was no secret. So when I'm sitting with them and they're going over my options for getting my associates and doing the online program, and I'm feeling good about it and I'm on board with it. And the last thing we had to do was talk about finances. And even that is done online. So when they're like, "Oh, well, can you we have another facility or another facility in Indiana." I am still hours away. I'm still a good 5 hours away. So that's more than 50 miles. So that was really that really irked me because like we talked about how the school is going to help us. We have this online program. We're going to stick together. Whoop de woo woo. And I made it known so many times that I was leaving and moving out of state. And they're still like, "Oh yeah, sure, let's go, associates. Let's sit down. Let's schedule a meetup plan." And we did that. I signed paperwork, like I signed it, and the last thing I had to do was go over finances, and even that is, like I said, is done online. So I'm like, okay, and they told me that I couldn't do it. So I'm upset about that, but is that going to stop me? Hell no. My ultimate goal, my ultimate goal is to be an ultrasound technician. So your girl still got to go back to school. But in the meantime, I am trying to find a job now. I was expecting a phone call today from one of the places I applied to that I spoke to on last Friday, and they said that they were going to give me a call on Monday. Today's Monday. I didn't get a call. That's okay. So I I applied at the same place for 2 different positions, and they already have my number and everything on file. I have sent out I don't know how many applications. I don't know how many. In all these different job sites, all these different websites, all these apps, sending in my resume, redoing my resume, making it look as clean and neat as possible, and having copies of everything. By the way, everything was a good movie. I watched that in school. And it's just like, come on, I'm ready. Like I have my work shoes, I still have scrubs, like I'm ready to go. I'm ready to make some money. I have my stethoscope. I can't see, but I have my stethoscope and my my blood pressure cuff like over here ready to go. I have my glucometer and everything upstairs in my backpack. Like, your girl is ready. Like, let's do this. So we're just gonna have to see what happens, and yeah, that's it. That's all I can do is to wait and see what happens. And if this place doesn't work out, then I'll apply at another place. If that doesn't work out, then I'm gonna keep applying. You know what I mean? It's like you don't stop just because someone says no. Like, the worst someone can say is no, and even then, just say okay, thank you, and move on to the next. It is 8:16. My husband, you guys like my phone? Like, this is the only phone case that I've had, and it was clear, and it had chunks of pink glitter in it. And about some months back, I broke it with a hammer, drained all the glitter water stuff out, and I just kept painting like my actual case, because a case for my phone is like $50. No. So I've painted my phone case so many times with acrylic paint. By the way, to get acrylic paint off of a phone case, just soak it in rubbing alcohol and then paint it some more. So this is what I did. It says I take my coffee black, like my heart, and then I just have like these little squishy sticker thingies, and then my pop socket thingy, finger holder thingy. But yeah, little things that I do like that, you know, keep me entertained. But yep. My husband should be here around 9. Tonight was actually his first night of class. So he has class Monday and Wednesdays. And when I was filling out my applications, I put that I could work Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturday, and Sundays. So I'll have well, I don't know what I'll have, but I put just to have the Mondays and Wednesday nights off, because if my husband keeps on coming home like around 9, that's right around the time that, you know, night shift happens. So, you know, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. I know I keep repeating myself. We'll see. But yeah. So that's all I got for you tonight. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.